Hello, it's just about a minute to 8, and we have started this live already. And at 8, I will then start formally. But we have a full minute before we kick off formally in this live, which is a book talk on the book Living Your Best Life. It is a book that speaks of a journey to happiness and fulfillment. The time is 8 o'clock. Hello, beautiful people. I'm so excited to welcome you to this live session. My name is Olusola. I'm a lawyer, I'm a life strategist, and the author of Living Your Best Life. Tonight, we are talking about something we all crave, but which we struggle with. This is happiness. I'll be sharing a short talk, which is powerful, based on chapter 1 and intro of my book. And afterwards, we will have a quick Q&A where I would love to hear your thoughts and your questions. I think I would love to announce to others that we're already live on this program. So just a moment to say that we are live. So it's great to have you here. I can see you, Olio TM. You are most welcome. We are in for a nice time today. So just hang in there, and we shall be having a very nice time tonight. Is talk about happiness, a thing that most crave but they don't have. Ade Ashaolu, you are most welcome. Thanks for joining in this live show on Living Your Best Life, a journey to happiness and fulfillment. Please, you can type in the comments where you are joining from, so you can know where you are joining from, whether it's Nigeria or abroad. Ade and Hotel. Hello, everybody who has shown up. We are now live on this show, Living Your Best Life. I'm just telling our friends that we are live now, so that they will be reminded to join up. Yes, that's done now. And so we shall proceed. A quick question. Have you sometimes achieved something big and still felt empty inside? Or could it be that you are chasing happiness and it always feels just out of reach? Tonight, I want to help you to rethink happiness and show you how it is not a destination but a journey. Yes, indeed, tonight we are beginning a journey, one that is deeply personal but also universal. It's a journey to discover what it means to live your best life, not someone else's version of success, not society's checklist of accomplishments, but a life where you wake up with joy, move through your day with purpose, and go to bed feeling fulfilled. Let me begin by asking you this question. What does living your best life mean to you? Olusola, welcome. Is it freedom? Peace of mind? Impact? Financial ease? For some, it could be adventure. For others, it's just love. For many, it's just simply being able to exhale and say, I'm exactly where I need to be. I've spent over 30 years working alongside people in search of happiness through coaching, speaking, mentoring. And if there's one thing I've learned, it is that happiness isn't something that you chase. It is something that you awaken within you. Let's be honest. Life today moves so fast. There's always a new goal, a new deadline to meet, and something you should be doing. We have a checklist. We also look at people's lives online and we feel that we have been left behind. But my friends, let me tell you this. Happiness is not a destination. It is a practice. People of God, welcome. And the good news, anyone can begin that practice today. Let me share a quick story with you. Have you heard of Viktor Franklin? He was a Holocaust survivor and a psychiatrist. He endured one of the darkest chapters in human history. Concentration camps, unimaginable suffering. Yet, in that pain, he discovered something powerful. That even when everything is taken from you, your ability to choose your response, to find meaning, even in suffering, is something no one can steal from you. From that truth, he wrote a book, Man's Search for Meaning, a timeless book that has helped millions of people. Frankl taught us that purpose is essential to the journey. And that is one of the core messages in living your best life. This book is not about perfection. It's not about pretending to be happy all the time. It is about living truthfully, with intention, and choosing gratitude even in the hard days. Each chapter of this book is like a conversation between us, where I share principles and practices that have helped people who are just like you to move from burnout to balance, from confusion to clarity, from settling to triumph. We'll explore self-love not as social media slogan, but as a radical act of honoring your purpose, your values. We'll unpack how to release unrealistic expectations that break your joy. We'll talk about building emotional resilience, not suppressing your emotion, but learning how to manage them with wisdom. We'll talk about how to live in alignment with your purpose, your values, and enjoy your unique rhythm of life. But I need to be honest with you. This path is not always easy. There'll be doubts. There'll be fear. living on earth will test your commitment. But those challenges, that is where the gold is. That is where the true strength is forged. Think of people like Oprah Winfrey. She rose from unimaginable adversity, poverty, trauma, rejection, and became not just successful, but deeply fulfilled. Her life wasn't shaped by luck, it was shaped by inner clarity and unrelenting commitment to our goals. And that is what living your best life offers: a framework, a companion, a guide to help you uncover the life that has been waiting for you all along. So tonight, I'm not just reading a book. I'm inviting you to take this journey of discovery. Let this be the time you choose not just to exist, but to live with joy, with meaning, and with courage. If you feel something standing within you as I speak, lean into that. It is your inner self saying, it's time. Time to live your life. Not later, it is now. Now, stay with me. We'll be diving into chapter 1 of the book next, where we'll talk about the human quest for happiness and why it matters so deeply. Until then, I'm Olusola, and I'm here to help you live your best life. Olio, thanks for listening. And if you have any questions for me, please put it in the comments so that I can answer them. I'm here for you, 100%. So that was part 1, and I must thank you for staying with me. We have just scratched the surface of living your best life, and I hope you're already feeling inspired to reconnect with yourself. Before we go to part 2, where we'll talk about the real quest for happiness and why it matters, I want to hear from you what you feel. What is the one point that came to your mind as we are going through part 1? What was the one phrase that really spoke to you? Drop that in the comments. I shall read them right now. What really touched you as I was speaking throughout part 1? Join me to this world. Welcome. We have just been through part 1 of our presentation, and in a few minutes now we're going to part 2. Olio, let me know what came to mind as I was speaking in part 1. David, welcome. It's nice to have you here. If you are just joining us, you are welcome, and we're discussing the book Living Your Best Life, and I'm doing this through 2 parts. And if you're just joining us now, you are in time for part 2. And if this discussion is sparking things in you, let me invite you to check out the Carry Wealth Circle. That's my brand new membership, in which we go deeper into mindset shifts, weekly engagements, and monthly masterclasses to help you to your success, but holistic fulfillment. Not just only success, but fulfillment in your whole well-being. I will tell you more of this before we wrap up. But I would love you to take this part of discovery for many people. I see your comment of you. Happiness being a journey. Wow, that's good. It's true. It's not a destination, but a journey. It's our whole life that is the journey of happiness. Welcome, AA Presents. You are most welcome, and you are in time for part 2 of our presentation. Part 1 was about a general introduction to the theme of living in happiness, but now we shall go into the quest for happiness. So you are really welcome, and you are in on time. I want to welcome you once more, beautiful people. Now that we have set the stage with an invitation to live with purpose and joy, let's go deeper. Tonight, I want to talk about one of the most powerful but most misunderstood pursuits of our lives, the quest for happiness. Let's be real. Happiness has become one of the most commercialized ideas in the world today. Every advert promises happiness. Every Instagram page pretends to have it. But if it was so easy, why are so many still searching for happiness? Here is the truth. Happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. That journey begins not when everything is perfect, but when you decide to show up for your life exactly as it unfolds. Let me share something from my own life. After decades of work as a lawyer and human development expert, I've sat across CEOs, students, working moms, retirees, and do you know what they all had in common? This inner voice asking them, is there more to life than this? And the answer is yes, there is more. But you have to be willing to look within, not just outside. Take Arianna Huffington, for example. Arianna, people know her as a powerful founder of Huffington Post. Success, money, influence. She had it all. But in 2011, she collapsed from exhaustion. Physically, she fell and broke her cheekbone. That moment forced her to confront the deep truth. External success had not brought her internal fulfillment. That wake-up call led her to redefine her life. She began to practice mindfulness, meditating, prioritizing her well-being, and eventually she left the empire she built to start Thrive Global, a company focused not on productivity but on wellness and happiness. Now let me ask you, what is your own wake-up call trying to tell you? Because here is a pattern I've seen. So many of us chase perfection. The perfect body, perfect job, the perfect partner, and in doing so, we delay our happiness. We say, I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy when that happens. Remember, when we were in primary school, we told ourselves, we shall be happier when we enter secondary school. Secondary school came, we told ourselves, we'll be happier when we enter the tertiary institutions. That one came, and we told ourselves, we'll be happier when we graduate. Daddy K, welcome. And it goes on and on. So many of us, we chase external things and we think we'll be happy that way. But what if happiness isn't about a man-defined perfection? What if happiness begins the moment you choose to recognize your imperfection and embrace it, and resolving to improve from inside out, to be grateful for what you have and what you are right now, and resolving to grow naturally? Listen, living on earth is not a glossy magazine spread. It is real, and it can be very challenging, but it is also beautiful when you learn to be present in it. One of the greatest tools we can practice is mindfulness, being here in the now. Let me give you a picture. Imagine a rainy day. You are inside, warm, with a cup of tea. You hear raindrops tapping the window. No, thank you very much. No rush, no pressure, just being. In that simple moment, happiness is right there for you. Not just in your bank balance, not in your next achievement. Right there, right then. The problem, most of us miss it because we are stuck in the past, or we are thinking about the future, past and future. Let me therefore offer you few practical tools tonight that can shift everything for you. 1. Practice mindfulness. Start small. Even 1 minute a day of silence, of reflection, walking without your phone, sitting with your thoughts can help you reconnect with what truly matters to you inwardly. Let go of man-defined perfections. Perfection is a moving target. It keeps you chasing instead of choosing progress. Choose self-compassion. Give yourself the permission to be human and resolve to do only what is good and become a better human being. Savor the present. Don't rush past your life. Slow down. Notice the sunlight, the smell of coffee, the laughter of your friends. Life's magic and miracles, they hide in everyday life. Set your intentions, not expectations. Instead of saying, this must happen, try asking, how do I want to show up today? This now keeps your focus on your attitude and actions, not just outcomes. Embrace the journey. You don't need to have all you are looking for. You just need to be willing to explore, to grow, to show up honestly. Every step forward, no matter how small, is victory. Let me close with this. You don't need to change everything overnight. But what you can do tonight is to decide, I will no longer postpone my joy till I'm richer, till I lose weight, till someone else validates me. You deserve happiness right now because you are worthy, just as you are. And that's the message of chapter 1 of Living Your Best Life. this journey is not about chasing more. It's about becoming more of who you really are, your inner values. So I challenge you tonight before bed, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what small joy did I experience today? Write it down. Let it remind you that your best life isn't for later. It starts right now. We shall go deeper in the next chapter, but for now, I'm reminding you that your happiness is not far and it's a choice. And I'm here to help you to live your best life. Now, I shall open it up now for questions and answers or your thoughts about what we have said so far. I must thank you very much for your gifts. Thanks a million. And it's now time for your thoughts. You can just drop your thoughts in the comment section and I will read them and make responses. IDK, welcome. AA present, welcome. Osio, thanks for being there all the while. And Alaris Place, wow, welcome. So I look forward to your comments in the comment section so I can answer them or just discuss generally speaking. We have all the time. We were here. Simunzat, welcome. Let me say hi to you. And please feel free to make your comments. It's interactive session. Hello Timunza, welcome. Tadike, any comments from you? AA presents? Otio? Happiness is self-determination and understand who we are. You are so much on point. Happiness is actually knowing who we are, our values, what is important to us as a person. Because the other person has what is important to him. He may want to build a refinery and will be happy doing that. You may just be content with being a good dad or a good mom, and that's fine. It is your values, what you take as important. So far, that which you take as important is also not going to harm the next person. So far, what you take as important will also elevate you as a human being and make you whole and help in your ascent spiritually. Then it is fine. Don't just hurt anybody, but by all means have your values and pursue them well. Then you shall be happy because you'll be living your authentic life. Your authentic self will then be speaking through your actions and activities. And that is living your best life. You then be truly on a journey to happiness and fulfillment, which is all we are discussing in the book, Living Your Best Life. So that decay, you are very correct. That happiness is self-determination and understanding who exactly we are. Many people have lost themselves. They don't even know who they are anymore because they keep on chasing the next big thing. Many people have been lost in the kind of job they do. They take a job, they take a work for not because they are convinced, that the work is going to elevate them, but for just survival, for money, and they just do that work and they experience burnout because they're not happy doing that work. It's being done only to survive, to earn a living, which is okay, but there's more to life than just earning a living. You must thrive, not just survive. So we are talking here tonight about not only surviving but thriving, and there's a lot of difference between the two. So we want to thrive. That's why we are here. And to thrive means we must understand who we are and then commit to doing only that which is good, only that which will elevate us. Two things must guide us as we go through life in order to actually be on a true journey to happiness. It is that whatever we are doing, we must weigh it on two parameters. Is this thing I'm doing, what I'm engaged in, is it going to help me to ascend spiritually? Make me feel light? Make me ascend spiritually? That's one. Two, will this thing I'm engaged in, whether it's a business, whether it's a ambition, will it elevate humanity? Once you can pass these two parameters, then you'll be doing something of value, which will elevate you, elevate people in your surroundings, because your surroundings are also human beings. And once what you are doing will elevate humanity, then it will bring value to those around you as well. So you will gain, and people around you will gain, and you cannot but be happy and fulfilled on the long run. In fact, your happiness and fulfillment will come every step of the way because you are living a life which is what I term in this book your best life. A life of happiness, a life of fulfillment. It has nothing to do with what people think, oh, a bank account, a private jet, and all that, which are good in themselves, but we cannot make those ones the basis of our lives. It's something much more deeper and something also simpler, which is determining your values and living by them. I read, thanks so much, sir, for what you are doing and teaching us that we need to know about life, sir. Okay, thanks a lot again for your comments. Ophio says, is our best life defined by ourselves or by our Creator? Yes, that's a good question. The values that we should embrace in order to live our best life is determined by our intuition. And our intuition is spiritual. It is the Almighty's will talking to us. And that will then define our values. That will determine that the virtues is what we will find as paramount. And these ones, this intuition, the seeking for values, for virtues, will then make us formulate what is important to us, what is of value to us. It will then dictate our ambition, to dictate our work, to dictate our family life, to dictate our activities. So it's not as if we are waiting for one mantra from outside. It will come from within, because our intuition, if we seek within, we recognize the will of our Creator. And once we base all our actions on the intuition, which always will work in consonance with the will of the Almighty, then our values will align with the will of the Almighty, with the laws of creation, and therefore we shall not but be aligned. And then, once we are aligned with the will of our Creator, everything that we need, everything that will bring us joy, everything that will help us in our spiritual aspiration for ascent, and everything that will also make our physical life on earth agreeable, shall stream to us as a matter of course, because we will then be walking in accordance with creation, and we cannot but then be provided for. Our welfare will then be assured. So, of you are correct that our life should be determined and defined by our Creator. But we ourselves have a duty to recognize the will of the Creator. So there's a lot that we have to do. And I must thank you for this question, because many people will just want to be walking in a vacuum, not knowing that they must do the work of even recognizing that will of the Almighty. And that is why the quest for happiness is there ingrained in us. Because it is in that quest for happiness we will then find the will of the Almighty. Because in us is built in our DNA to seek happiness. We are here to find supreme happiness. We can only find it in the will of our Creator. So that seeking for happiness will then guide us and lead us into the will of the Almighty, which you mentioned in your question. I thank you for that. Another place is saying, does it mean that happiness is in our essence, but we need to explore it, making it an experience? Yes, it is in our essence. We feel to our very fingertips what makes us happy, what makes us whole. The opposite of that is the feeling of non-clarity. And once that happens, we are not happy because we are not sure. Doubt has entered. So, once we have clarity, we'll be joyful, we'll be happy. That is intrinsic, because our inner self, our spirit, our intuition knows the way. It knows only clarity. That's when it can thrive, when it is clear. So we should not stop until we have that clarity. In any matter that comes before us, we should strive for conviction in anything that we have to do. Strive for clarity, and it comes in simplicity. Clarity is linked with simplicity. Once it's complicated, then it's no longer simple, and it can also give us the happiness we need. So the true test is, this thing I'm about to do I have clarity in it? Because if we have clarity, it will align with our very essence, as you put it here. Because our essence also deals with purity, clarity, grace, chastity, childlikeness. And for the point of what you are saying here, which is that is in our very essence, it is part of purity, which calls us to be faithful. faithful to our being human. Because humanity is our very essence. If we are then true to that, we are true to our humanity, then surely we shall be doing only those things which will bring us peace and happiness. I do hope I've answered your question. If not, please engage more. Just put it in the comments and I will deal with it again. Yes, please. I want more to come. We have time. I have the intention that we make this engagement. Thank you, Larry, please. To be 1 hour, so we would not be too stretched, unless of course engagement continues and I'm here for you. But we are just spent about 41 minutes now, so we have at least 20 more minutes or 90 minutes to go, so we can still have a nice time together. And I must thank you all for your engagements, and what you are bringing up is very, very fun. That means you actually been following what I've been saying in the past 20 minutes or so, because the first part was like 8 minutes, second part under 8 minutes, that's 60 minutes of talk, and now we are doing 40 minutes. That means for 20 minutes we're talking about your own ideas and your own comments, which I'm thankful for. Please let it come in more, and I'll be ready to work on them and answer them. Happiness is in a local Nigerian language, they said happiness has a very fragile body. You can't hold it, because it's nothing that is physical. It's only felt within, and that is intuitively is how we can sense happiness. So we have to clarify ourselves so that we can then even understand what is true happiness, and not just self-satisfaction or self-gratification, which is the inferior type that many seek today. That is of the flesh, is intellectual, to seek self-gratification. Today you see it on social media. Love yourself, self-love. But the self-love they talk about is actually very selfish. They are thinking of sensuality, of drinking, of eating, of traveling, and all such things, which, don't get me wrong, are not wrong in themselves, but if we then make them the basis of life without more, then it is very empty and is just self-gratification. Eventually, those who do that will end up feeling empty. They won't get the happiness and fulfillment to which we are talking about tonight. All they will get is sham self-satisfaction. There are human beings who are even sadists, who are happy, quote unquote, at other people's misfortune. So we can't say that they're truly happy. But to their own minds, they may think they are, but they are not. All they have is just selfish satisfaction at what they've been able to achieve. Or some will think that by acquiring wealth, by acquiring many partners, by acquiring material things, houses, private jets, and so on and so forth, they will be happy. But they will soon realize that it's all sham. It's a main trick that this world plays on many of us. We see it on social media every day. The other day I saw in the social media on WhatsApp, someone shared that a popular sportsman, very well known, I don't want to name him, just bought his latest private jet. And he put a number on that private jet which has meaning. His initial is there, some dates are there, and of course, a very expensive airplane. And many will see that and they can be depressed because they will say to themselves, when will I get the kind of resources to acquire this kind of thing in this life? And they're unhappy again. You know? I mean, I used to give a story of a person who asked for a job because he's jobless. And then, when he got to the interview, he was asked, what do you want to earn? And he said, if you give me 50,000 naira, I'll be happy to earn 50,000 naira. We're talking naira here, not dollars or pounds. But the office where he applied to, they gave him an offer of 150,000 naira, which is 3 times of what he himself said will make him happy. And when he got the letter, he was overjoyed. He was over the moon. Big Annie, welcome. Good to have you here. But first month went, he was so happy. Third month went, he was so happy. Then on the 4th month, he was discussing with one of his colleagues at work on the same level with him in the office, and that one disclosed carelessly that he earns 300,000 naira per month. From that moment, that man became depressed. He forgot immediately that he was even given 3 times the money he said will make him happy. He forgot all that because he saw someone else earning double of what he earns. He then began to be sad. You know, let me say hi to Big Annie. You know, such is the self-satisfaction I was talking about as compared to real happiness. Because real happiness comes from gratitude, which we'll be discussing in other editions of this our life. Because gratitude forms a very key principle in living your best life. Gratitude for everything we have, for the experiences of each day, to live in gratitude. That leads us to appreciate life itself and then live a life of happiness and fulfillment. But when we now base everything on the material, like that example I gave you, the man now saw that somebody earns double the salary, he became sad. He forgot that he got 3 times what he wanted. But if he was ingrained in gratitude, he won't let that information should never have come to him in the first place. But even if that came to him, he will be so ingrained in gratitude that he will not look at that other person's life and become envious or become jealous of it. He will still be happy that he wanted just 50,000 naira and he got 3 times of that. That will be what will be on his mind all the time. He won't let that information spoil his joy. I still want you to put in one more comment each before we round up so that I can now address that and then we close. Good luck, welcome. Great to have you here. We are discussing happiness as a way to live our best life and to be on a journey of happiness and fulfillment. Daddy, more comments from you? Olio and Alaris, please. Daddy, thanks for the donuts you sent. Very kind of you. I appreciate. And for me too, I think the book was an eye-opener of very large proportions because I have given talks on this subject for a while, years ago, and maybe I will just talk for like 40 minutes on that subject from a paper of like 10 pages. But here I have to delve deeper into the subject, and this book is now like 140, 150 something pages actually, because I have to go deeper into the subject of happiness and fulfillment, and I discovered a lot in that quest. So, and that's what I'm sharing with you in this journey, which will take us many weeks to delve into each and every one of them in this series. And the chapters in the book are so much that it will take us a lot of time to get it all done. I know we have about, if not about, it's exactly 22 chapters in the book. It has 20 chapters, and then 2 chapters came as extra in the book. So we have 22 chapters in all, dealing with different principles of happiness. And in each of those chapters, you will then see examples, real life examples of human beings like you and I who have lived their lives in a way that they achieved happiness and fulfillment. And each and every one of them, to my surprise, actually came to that point in their lives when they just realized that, wow, how they've lived their lives in the past was just not it. There's a new discovery of what real living is about. And it's like a new experience for them. And then they would change drastically and move on to then leave a legacy, which you will again touch at a point in this book about legacy, because happiness and fulfillment is about a legacy as well, living such that our very values drive us to leaving a legacy. Now, Paul says, is there some practical advice in order to remain grounded, not to seek more when it is not needed? Yes, of you, yes, there is also practical advice we can give so we can remain grounded. And what comes immediately to mind in the book, there is a lot there in each of the chapters. You will find practical advice. That's one thing I'm proud to say about this book. It's not about theory at all, it is practical. It even brings, like I said the other time, examples of human beings like you and I who have exemplified each of the principles discussed in the book. So, going to your question, are there practical advice to remain grounded, not to seek more when it is not needed? And you also say it's natural to be happy if we choose to be happy, no matter what we are going through. Wow, that makes me to smile. Because one book I read before, I think 7 Habits of Effective People, says you can choose your weather. And honestly, literally, in other words, you can actually be in rain. Rain is falling. And you tell yourself, I will not let this affect my mood. I remember when I was living in Scotland, and whenever it rained, and it always rains, my colleagues at work, who are the indigents of Dundee, they will be complaining bitterly. Oh, it's raining again, it's overcast, it's shadowy, it's so dark. And I will come in and I will smile and I will say, wow, the weather is fine. It's just cool. I just have my coffee now. And they will be looking at me intently, wondering, am I for real? But trust me, I am for real. Because I know, even back then, I can choose my weather. So you are correct. It is possible to be happy, and it's natural. That's a natural state to be happy. Now, going to the practical advice to remain grounded. What comes to my mind as we speak now is the power of silence. If we take the time, and that's practical, to be silent, then ideas will come to us that would fill our hearts with things to pursue, values to think about. And one other big thing is to think of the Almighty at all times. When we do so, all the other things that are mundane, asking for more, will pale into insignificance. Is a big admonition from on high that we should think of the Almighty at all times. That way, we will not seek anything for more. We will always seek to align our will with His will. And this can bring us only our welfare. Because once we are aligned with Him, our Creator, all that we need shall come to us. All experiences will become clear to us that it is ordained for us. And we can be able to go through them knowingly, without complaints. Because it is actually the complaints and the looking for more that causes us to be unhappy. But once we learn gratitude, once we learn to think of He, the provider of all good things, we shall release ourselves from looking for what is not lost, seeking for more, In fact, that issue of seeking for more, there's no peace in it. There's no happiness in it. Would then be able to be having gratitude for that which we have and to repurpose it, what we already have, to repurpose it and make it even better, to enhance it. For instance, you've been blessed with the ability to bake cakes, and you make it into your business. I will bake cakes. You now tell yourself, my own baking of cake, I will add so much value into it. I will not just bake cake that is unhealthy. I will add extras into my own cake or to my own bread. I will bake bread. I will put in extra vitamins. I will add in extra ingredients that will be of health benefits to my consumers. And I'll let them know, oh, your bread contains XYZ, which is not in other bread you buy. Therefore, my bread is fortified with XYZ, which I've also asked nutritionists to advise me, and they said it's okay to add it. And I've added it. You have added value to your calling to be a bread baker. Okoye, please welcome. And that is beautiful. These are the ways to be grounded and not look for more, because you are already enough if you live your life in your value, in that which is important to you. Once you do that, you are enough. You are already living a life which is on a trajectory of happiness and fulfillment. It's a journey. It's a continuous journey which would, if we came to it now, will guide us till we have to leave the flesh. And each moment of our lives, from our waking up every day to when we sleep, will be about happiness, will be about fulfillment. Because we are living in a well-grounded way, like you said, Daddy K. Well-grounded, never off you. Well-grounded. Because you know that happiness is not based on transient things, but on that which is of lasting values. Please mark the words lasting values, because lasting values connotes two things: that which will help you to ascend spiritually, one. Then two, that which will be of benefit to your fellow human beings, whether they are family, whether they are friends, or they are your associates at work or business. Once your activity passes those two tests, let me repeat, of your activity should aid your own spiritual ascent. Two, your activity should also benefit humanity. Once we pass those two tests, then we are doing things which are in alignment with the will of the Almighty. We are well grounded. And then we are living our best lives. We are then on a journey of happiness and fulfillment. I'm happy that you're saying thank you. I must have answered your question then. Austin, welcome. We are discussing living your best life, a journey to happiness and fulfillment. Hope I didn't miss anything among your writings. Just some practical advice. All right, sir. People need to know that. But the case says something I haven't addressed yet. All right, people need to know that being happy is not spiritual. Please explain that to me more, because I would have thought that being happy has everything to do with being spiritual. Because it is actually I described it the other time as self-satisfaction. That is not spiritual. That is more of the external, the flesh, intellectual. Let me just enjoy that food. Let me just enjoy that relationship with the opposite sex. And that is just self-satisfaction. It's not anything to do with the deeper issues of pure happiness. Is the first one I sent before. Sent another. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, understood. So, happiness is spiritual. Self-satisfaction isn't. Because they look alike. The intellect plays a main trick on all of us to bring something that resembles that which is deeper, that which is genuine. But once we let our spirit, our intuition govern our activity, even if we are deceived, it won't be long for us to retrace our steps and be back on the right track. So it is so important then to be spiritual, to base all our actions on that which is pure, on love, and 3, on the laws of creation. We should always think, whatever I want to do must be such that the law of sowing and reaping will give me back fruits of peace, fruits of happiness. Whatever I'm doing must be such that the law of attraction will bring to me what is healthy, will bring to me wealth, will bring to me joy. Whatever I do will be such that it will not oppress me later on. The law of spiritual gravity will elevate me based on what I think, what I do, what I say. Once we put all things in these parameters, we shall be doing very, very well. I'll feel as left because I have something to do else to do. Yeah, thank you very much again for coming, of you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to over an hour of this interaction, and I must thank you all for being with me on this program. The first of its kind on this journey of living your best life. To your pioneers who have been here. And like I said, when we started in the beginning, let me let you know that everything we've heard tonight are more in the book Living Your Best Life. And if you found today's session valuable, just know that is just a tip of the iceberg. And we are planning to have a brand new Cowrie Wealth Circle, which is my private membership brand, where we are going to start shortly. Something powerful is being launched already, and we'll go for weekly lessons, monthly master classes, and free access to my ebooks, and so much more. It is launching right now, and if you join us from the start, you are being part of shaping a community of real transformation and success. It is just 5,000 naira or $5, and you have all the perks. If you send Cowrie Wealth, these two words, my phone number, in my TikTok bio, you will be among the first to join the circle. It's called Cowrie Wealth Circle. To be a journey of circle, I remain Olusola, and I'm motivating you to live your best life. See you on the inside. I must thank you at this place, Daddy K, for staying to the very, very end. And Daddy K, I must thank you again for the gifts which you gave so generously. I'm so grateful, and I wish you a lovely weekend, a nice Sunday tomorrow, and I wish that you continue living your best life on your journey to happiness and fulfillment. I shall announce our next meeting dates right here, and I hope to also see you at that time. All the best and a nice night. But of course, you can always reach me by my phone number, which is on my bio. It's always open. You can always send me messages on that number, and of course, my WhatsApp number is also the one I have on that bio as well. So you can always reach me at any time. Thanks a lot for your time. I hope to see you in the next live. Bye. Bye, and lyrics, please. Dedicate, bye. Thanks a million.